Hi guys, it's from Beauty, and today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this festival-inspired hot pink smoky eye. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell below so that you can be the first to know when I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's move into the tutorial. I'm first going to start by using a primer all over my face. Today I'm going to use the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I really like this primer. It's affordable. It's just something that you can find at the drugstore level. It costs about $18 Canadian, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face, but also concentrating heavily on my T-zone because that's where I tend to perspire. And I don't want my foundation to lift or to separate. I really think a primer is important because it helps your foundation last throughout the day, as well. It gives your face, it gives your foundation surface to really stick onto, and that's what helps make it last. So now that I have primer all over my face, I'm gonna move on to prepping my eyes for the eyeshadow. Instead of using an eyeshadow primer, I like to use my concealer. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan Sand. And I'm just going to apply a little bit to my eyelids. And I'm just going to blend that through using my Beauty Blender. I like to use, when I use foundations and concealers, I like to use the Nude Beauty Blender. This is just a preference of mine. It's not like you must do this, but the reason why I do this is because my foundation and my concealer is deep in color and it tends to stain the Beauty Blender, and I just feel like it's less ugly looking on a Nude Beauty Blender. That sounds kind of silly, but it's just the way I feel. So anyways, I'm just gonna spread the concealer all over my eyelid, and this is gonna work as my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to go into the NYX Ultimate palette. This is the Sugar High palette. And to get that really intense pink color on my skin tone, I like to build the color. So I'm gonna start with this color here, this pink, and I'm going to use that as my initial color, my initial transition color, and I'm going to start building the color from there. I'm just using a blending brush, and this blending brush it tapers at the tip. I really like this one. It kind of just really gets into the crease of my eyes and all those nooks and crannies. So I'm just gonna sweep this over across my lid in the crease area and concentrating in that area as well as taking it up. At the end of my eyelid, I like to go in a circular motion and then sweep like a windshield washer motion towards the corner of my eye. Now, using my Urban Decay Electric palette, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to dip my brush into this pink color, Savage, and I'm going to start building on top of the color that I've already applied. Again, just to build the intensity of that pink against my skin tone. I'm using the same motion as I did with the first color. Circular motions on the outside of my lid and windshield wiper motions towards the corner of my eye. Just stepping back and looking at it, I'm going to dip again into the NYX color again, and I'm just gonna windshield wiper motion that across, bringing it up slightly. Again, just to build that intensity. I'm going to also take my brush and I'm just going to flick that color out towards the end of my eyebrow. I really like doing this because it helps elongate my eye. It's kind of gives me that almond shape. Now I'm going to take a clean blending brush with no color on it, and I'm just going to buff out the edges so that the color looks a little more airbrushed versus looking like I'm just adding blocks of color. I think I can build a little more intensity with that pink, so I'm going to go into my Urban Decay palette. I'm going to dip again into Savage, tap some of that off, and just keep building. So this requires a little patience, just building the color. Feel free to continue adding as much color as you want until you've reached the intensity that you're happy with. So now that I have half the pink to an intensity that I really like, I'm going to start, I'm going to go into my palette. I'm going to go into this purple shade, Urban. Just going to dip into here. I'm going to tap off any excess, and I'm going to smoke out the corners of my eyes. I'm just moving the brush into a circular motion. I'm going to build up the intensity of the purple by dipping my brush into this color here called Jilted. It's almost like a combination of the pink and the purple that I've applied, and I'm just gonna use it hoping that it could just build up that intensity. I'm going to dip back into Urban, concentrate that into the corner of my eye. I'm going to go into Savage because now I'm noticing that the pink doesn't seem as vibrant as it once did. And I'm just going to sweep that back and forth like I was doing before. Dipping back into Urban and just going to intensify that corner. I think that looks good. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and just buff out the edges. Now that I'm happy with this one side, I'm going to go ahead and complete my second side. So now that I have the intensity of both of my sides completed, I'm just going to go into the corner of my eyes here and just pat some of that, the Savage color into the corners of my eyes. I'm going to use a flat eyeshadow brush to do this, and I'm just going to dip the brush into that color. I really want to make the color really intense, so I'm going to get a fixed spray and I'm going to spray my brush, and that'll help intensify that color. What I'm using today is the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer Mist. You can use any mist or any fixed spray that you may have on hand. I'm just going to tap that into the corner of my eye, and as you can see, it'll really give me that intense pink payoff. And now I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Now that I'm happy with the color, I'm going to do my eyeliner, and I'm going to use the CoverGirl liquid liner in color 325, which is vinyl black. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I went ahead and I just did my brows off camera. I use the Benefit Benefit Ka-Brow in shade 6. I just use this product. It's a brow gel or pomade, and I just fill in the natural shape of my brows. And lately I've been really liking the wispy look of brows, so I've been trying to achieve that at the corner of my brows. So now, looking at my eyeshadow, we can see that there's a little fallout on the edges, but don't worry about that. We'll clean that up with foundation and with concealer. So I'm going to move on to applying my foundation. Now I'm going to lighten up my under eyes using concealer. I'm going to use my Tarte, I couldn't find it. I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer again in the same color, Tan Sand. And I'm just going to apply it to my under eyes. And I just took the applicator of the concealer and just sharpened up the line of my eyeshadow just to clean up that eyeshadow that dropped. I'm going to use the pointy end of my beauty blender and I'm going to dab that concealer under my eye. Now I'm going to set my concealer before it creases. And I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Just going to tap some into the lid. And I'm going to use the Morphe E52 brush to set my under eyes. I really like this brush because it's it's large and it's fluffy, but it's flat, sort of. So, and it has this point. So this point really just gets into the corner of my eye and applies the powder right where I need it to avoid any creasing. I'm actually going to take my beauty blender with any residual concealer and I'm just going to clean up the corners of my eyes because it looked like a little of the pink got on my bridge of my nose. So there you go. Before I apply bronzer, I'll finish off my eyes. I like to apply eyeshadow underneath my eyes. I just feel like it's a good way to drag the color down and just connect the under eye to the eyelid. So I'm going to go back into my Urban Decay palette. I'm going to use a small blending brush. This one's from Morphe. It's an M506 brush, tiny one. And I'm just going to dip it into Urban, dip any excess off, and I'm just going to drag this color. I'm going to sweep it along my lower lid. So I'm just going to drag this color towards the center of my lid. And now I'm going to take that same brush. I'm going to go into Savage, which was the pink. And I'm going to drag from the center to the corner. And then I'm going to blend the center to blend that purple and the pink together. And I'm going to go ahead and do this on the other side. I'm I'm going to use MAC's bronzing powder in the color bronze. Very creative. And I'm going to use this Morphe R7 brush. It's flat. I don't know what kind of hair this is. It's not synthetic because it's white. But I really like this brush. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention, because I feel like it really does a good job at diffusing my bronzer and just giving me that airbrushed look for bronzer. So when I apply my bronzer, I do so in an E or a number 3 formation. So I start up here and I drag it down to my cheek and then down my jawline. And because my eye color is so bold, I'm just opting to not contour, just because contour is very, very intense, and I feel like my eyes are already so intense that I don't want to get too crazy. So now that that is complete, I'm going to apply my lashes and mascara, and I'll be right back. So now I have my lashes and my mascara on, and now that I've done this, I can go ahead and I can set my makeup. I'm going to do so using the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. I like to call this. Just being praised by the makeup gods and hoping and praying that this lasts all day. I'll let this dry, fan it. And I'm gonna do my lip, and I'm just opting for a very neutral lip today because my eyes are just so bold that I just don't want to take any attention away from them. So I'm gonna line my lip, my entire lip, with this lip liner and fill them in. And now that it's all filled in, I'm going to apply a lipstick. I'm going to use Maybelline's Nude Nuance. This is such a great nude for my complexion. It also has a hint of pink that I think is going to tie in really nicely with these eyes. And there you have it. We have a complete look. We finished recreating my festival-inspired hot pink smoky-eyed look, and I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, as well as hit the notification bell below so that you can be aware of when I add new content to my channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.